Welcome to the Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar culture nonsense. I am Aaron.
I am Phil.
And I'm Cole.
You're looking a little haggard there, Cole. We slum it
Haggard
hard,
red.
so you don't have to. I kid. I can't see what you look like.
It is October 10th.
It is. That's crazy.
It's been so long.
Halloween.
I went to the Idols show a couple nights ago.
How was it?
I don't know yet.
Who is Idols? You're not worshiping them, are you?
No. It's not.
You're not supposed to.
Idols.
Those are
It's idols.
Idols. The golden calves.
Like idless.
They're all dressed like...
Idless.
That would be cool if they were all dressed like golden calves.
But they're not idols. Like.
Or how about this? What if they just had like golden, like knee-length socks, so their calves were golden?
But it's not. It's not.
That would be a deep.
It's not idols like that.
I know, but that's why it would be even deeper.
I like
So
it.
who is that band? Is it like?
It's just a band called Idols. I don't know. They're from UK. They're like a punk-ish band. They've been. I think they've been around a few years, but they like kind of started getting more popular recently.
Yeah, I've seen like they're popular. I see them like places, but I just didn't know. In my mind, I assumed they were like some electronica band or something.
No, they're like they have two guitars and a bass and a drummer and a singer. It's like a rock band.
And a singer?
It's like a rock band.
That sounds like a
rock band.
I like.
I'll tell you what they don't
like
do
rock band.
is live looping.
Good, because that's dumb. That's what dumb people do.
It's beyond dumb. It's the dumbest.
So, I did a live stream a couple weeks ago, but I'm just going to talk about it now because I still remember it like it was yesterday. And it was actually kind of fun. A lot of times, I don't really like live streaming. Heck, a lot of times I don't even like playing guitar, to be honest. But I basically just got out all my pedals and let people choose which ones they wanted to hear. And then I would kind of compare them. And I was using that Switchblade pedal, which, by the way, is pretty convenient. Like, did you like that, Aaron? You watched part of it,
Yeah, it made
you?
it like easy to go back and forth between the two different sounds.
Yeah, and to see what was going on and stuff.
It's a great comparison.
I played... First of all, I have the only one thing that I realized, which I've had reverb pedals before, but I currently do not own any reverb pedals or delay pedals.
Or delay?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I have 3 chorus pedals, though. And 4 if you count the Mobius, I guess.
Chorus is kind of a delay.
Yeah, like micro... Well, no, it's not. It's like a pitch shifting. I guess it has like some time aspects to it too, doesn't it?
It must. It
Some
has
kind
to,
of
right?
reverb.
I don't know.
Yeah,
They use the
yeah,
same chip. They use that Bucket Brigade chip for that as
yeah.
delay.
It's like but it's like pitch shifted at the same time. So at any rate, but one of them is this Lion, Lyon. If you guys remember that brand,
Leon,
Leon by Washburn. That is a piece of crap.
Lion by Washburn.
Yeah,
It's like Rogue,
when something's
Rogue by Squire
when-
by Fender.
Yeah, when something's by Washburn, that's not a good sign. Like when you have to add Washburn to make it more reputable, not great. And it is a piece of garbage, but it sounds okay. It honestly sounds pretty similar to the CE3 that I have, which I also... So I have a CE2W, the Waza Craft, which I talked about maybe getting a couple episodes ago, and then I ended up getting it. I made an offer, kind of a semi-low ball that the guy accepted. And that pedal is amazing. I really like it. Did you heard it, right?
I did. I really like the sound of that one.
Yeah. The CE2 sound is like pretty crazy. Like, it's nice because the CE1 and CE2 sound very different. And then a lot of the CE, like the chorus ensemble and super chorus pedals after that, are sort of more in the vein of the CE2 sound.
Okay.
The CE1's more subtle.
And that's the Waza has that. It just has the 2 modes, or
it has a third mode that it says S on it. It's some kind of like custom modulated something or other. I don't really remember. I'll have to look it up. But and then it's just 2 knobs, the rate and depth, which is a common. That's like what most chorus pedals have. The Leon pedal, like I had to push. For a second, I was thinking the foot switch was like momentary or something, but it was just because it's a piece of crap. And then on like the 5th time I pushed it, it finally held, and then it wouldn't unlatch. So it's
really?
It's a nice pedal. It's like plastic. Somehow it's like super heavy, but also has a plastic housing. It's crazy.
That is crazy, because usually that's not the case.
Yeah, like what? How is it
What's
heavy?
making it heavy? Yeah, unless like the foot switch mechanism is just super heavy or something.
Yeah, or it's like Anyways,
you just put weights inside it. It's like weighted inside.
It's like it's got like those little Pinewood Derby weights in it.
This pedal's a little light. Let's just add some washers in here.
It feels cheap.
They like cheated.
Yeah.
Did you say let's add some washers in here?
I got to get down the hill faster.
Like tape. Yeah. Duct tape some washers on there.
Yeah. Like Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
Is that?
John Candy got banned.
Is that what you call them? You call them washers?
He got banned from the sport for adding weight to bobsled.
Yeah. That's right. Dude, John Candy, R.I.P.
John Candy, what a cheater he turned out to be.
Yeah. But he couldn't cheat death.
It's true.
Yikes. Poor John Candy.
Oh, did you ever see this movie? What was the movie with John Candy where he's like a spy?
Uncle Buck.
Not Spies Like Us. No. Oh, what the heck is it called? I can't remember.
Not in that one.
And he's not in Spies Like Us, huh? You're right. But there's a movie where he's a spy, and he wears like different disguises. I cannot remember what it's called. It's so dumb. Oh man. Anyway, watch that. Look it up. John Candy spy movie.
I just did, and I can't find it. I think you're thinking of Home Alone. He's not a spy as much as he's like a. What is he? He's in a band or something?
He's in a polka band, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's funny.
Oh, is it Nothing But Trouble?
Maybe.
There's a picture of him dressed in a bridal gown.
I don't think it's that one.
Oh, Who's Harry Crumb?
Who's Harry Crumb? Yes, that's the one.
Yeah. Dude, he was in some terrible movies.
That movie's great. What are you talking about? Who's Harry Crumb is great.
Man. Freaking love Spaceballs, though. So, speaking of things that I love, how's that for a segue?
Oh, dude, what do you love?
Aw, dude. Okay, so here's a couple takeaways from my live stream. The Catapult is a cool pedal.
Who makes that?
Ooh, Wampler or JHS?
George Wampler. It's made by George Wampler.
Is it?
It's a Wampler pedal, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds really good. Good. Sounds very nice.
The Wampler Catapult. That's like an orange amp style dirt box. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like super compressed, like very kind of well behaved fuzz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like smooth fuzz.
Yeah.
The Canalia, I talked about it last week, but I love that pedal, especially playing like super loud through the bassman. I mean, it was pretty insane. Like
the best man.
My Senka, ya bass man.
Speaking of John Candy,
like my ears were like ringing after I did the live stream. That's how much fun I was having. It's probably not smart.
Yeah, fun from. I mean, your ears ring from fun.
Yes, nice. I went and saw Fun as well.
Ding ding dong, ding a ding 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 dong.
My ears is ringing from
a ring to the ding, a ding to the dong.
So the Red Dirt Mini is kind of boring. I don't really like the way it sounds that much. It's a tube screamer, whatever.
A tube screamer?
A tube screamer.
Head tube screamer.
But then I have two Pelletars.
Uh-huh.
I have a normal one and then the germanium one.
An abnormal one.
And the germanium one's like the two sides. If you remember, the Pelletar has two distinct fuzz circuits. And then the gain knob is actually just a blend knob between the two. Mm-hmm. And then it has EQ for the two. And the two circuits on the germanium fuzz sound way more different from each other than the two circuits on the normal Pelletar. Mm-hmm. Did I say that in a confusing enough way?
No. I mean, that was not confusing.
In reality, one side of the germanium pedal sounds very similar to one side of the normal Pelletar, and then the other side of the germanium sounds like nothing I could get out of the other Pelletar.
I wonder if it was like...
It had like a germanium transistor in the Pelletar, apparently.
That's
something like that.
Maybe the difference then.
I need to have... We'll have to get Leon's take on it. But it reminded me how much I like that pedal and the Canalia. Those were kind of the two main takeaways from the live stream. The Pelletar and the Canalia were the two pedals that I was most excited to play.
The two pedals of distinction, you might say.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
That's cool. I enjoyed the live stream. It was like an hour long or something.
Yeah, it was way long, and I'm sure it's not the type of thing that would be interesting to watch start to finish, especially to go back and watch it, but this idea of like just setting out a bunch of pedals and then letting people who are actually watching choose what pedals to play, it was fun because it felt like they actually wanted to watch or whatever.
Nice.
And it felt like they had some stake in it, you know? So like, because part of it, when you do a live stream, it's not like people are going to like make time in their day to watch your live stream, you know?
Right.
It's like you just get whoever happens to be on Facebook at the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it worked out well that way. So that's that. And it reminded me, I hadn't played through my amps in a while. I mostly have been just like going direct. And it reminded me that I really like playing through an actual amp.
Playing through amps,
especially the Bassman. That's a good amp.
Ya bass man.
Ya bass man.
This episode is brought to you by the Sinusoid Custom Shop. Sinusoid Custom Shop is capable of doing pretty much whatever you want for your cables. They can make cool like tech flex combinations. They can make right angle on one end and a noiseless jack on the other end. They can do pretty much whatever you want. They got their speaker cables in there. They also have a really cool builder. You go on the website. You can design whatever you want. If you want a snake to put all your stuff in a loom together, you can do that there. If you want something wild out of the box, send them an email. They can do it. They do all kinds of crazy stuff all the time. And if you join our Patreon, you get a special discount for anything you buy from Sinusoid, including the custom shop. So tell them we sent you. You won't regret it. Sinusoid.com. Speaking of playing through amps, I recently went on a little mission of replacing some pickups in some of my guitars. What are you doing? Hey! My dog just ran outside with my shoe in her mouth.
Are you going to go get it?
Yeah, hold on.
Let's pretend to be Aaron and tell his story for him.
So, I decided to replace some pickups in my guitars because I'm a big idiot with a stupid face.
Sorry.
Am I doing a good job so far?
You're doing a great job.
Oh, okay.
What of what?
Pretending to be you.
Don't listen to it.
Murder
Just
you.
upload the episode with that part.
No,
in
I'm
it.
not going to upload the episode with that part in it. I'm going to cut it out. Like a cancer.
It's going to just cut in with Aaron's voice. I'm Cole, and I'm stupid.
So I've been changing pickups in my guitar. I've been wanting to do it in my Jazzmaster for a long time, and I finally did. I got the Fender Vintage 65 or 56? 65 Jazzmaster pickups, which are really cool. They're like low output. They're like got that bassy, chimey thing that Jazzmasters do so well. I'm in love.
Nice.
But I was wiring it up, and then you guys remember this, but I had some issue with the bridge pickup because it was like grounding out against something. So I took it apart and I put it back together. And when I was putting it back together, I was like trying to test the pickups just to make sure I did it right. And I couldn't get any sound from the bridge pickup. And I was like, move the switch. I put it on the bridge pickup position, no sound. Middle, no sound. Neck, obviously no sound. But I got the neck pickup in all three positions. And I was like, what is happening? Like, this makes no sense. So I took it apart again. And I like messed with it again and put it back together. And then I realized that I had the rhythm switch up, which naturally only selects the neck pickup and like disengages all the other controls. I was like, I turn the volume down, I still hear the neck pickup. I go on the bridge selection, I still hear the neck pickup. What is happening? And that's it.
Dude,
it's always something.
Jazzmasters are dumb.
They are dumb.
No.
They're great, but they're dumb. And then I also, so friend of the show, Brett Alexander, I put out a call on Facebook for anyone who had some pickups that I wanted to put into my Epiphone Dot Studio, which is a cheap guitar that I always liked the feel of, but never sounded good. So he sent me these Epiphone Pro Buckers, which I put in, which sound pretty cool. They're like PAF style pickups, and I'm happy with that guitar. I also talked to Sean Arbo yesterday, secret, about getting a new wiring harness for it. Sean Arbo of Gun Street Wiring Shop.com, and he is sending me. He's gonna make up because it only has two knobs, but he's gonna make up a harness for me that has coil cutting on for each pickup, and then like the volume bleed circuit, so that when you go down, turn the volume down, you don't lose treble. So I'm pretty excited about that. He's making that for me, and I'll have that. I might have it now before this episode is out, but I don't have it now before this episode is recorded.
Wait, which guitar is that going into?
The Epiphone Dot Studio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So I already have.
Does that have?
I already have Gun Street in my Telly and my Jazzmaster.
And do you feel as if you've had better success with your Jazzmaster wiring kit than, say, Phil?
I have. I've had zero problems with mine. Other than not knowing how switches work.
Yeah, I can think of one distinct problem you just described.
And it was user error.
Yes, it was. Absolutely. It was 100%
user error. User error.
It was user error.
Does the dot have a back panel?
No, it doesn't.
That comes off?
No.
Dude.
Oof.
So here's what I was thinking, because everyone's like, oh, it's so hard. And maybe it's just because there's only two pots in it, but it wasn't that hard. It was not that big of a deal.
How did you do it?
But you have kind of giant hands also. So tell us how you did it.
So I tried that like string method that people say, like tie a string to each of the pots, and then they're like getting in the way, and some of them came all the way through, and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna like try it. So here's what I did. I got two little screwdrivers and I used them like tweezers, and like I had the split shaft pots.
Mm-hmm.
So you get it in there, get the pot in there, and like you can maneuver it kind of close to the hole with your finger. Then I took the flathead screwdriver, stuck it through the hole like that the pot goes in, and
then
kind of stuck
into
it
the
into
slot.
the shaft. And then I used the other one and my finger to kind of like guide it. So I used those two to guide it together through the hole, and it was like not that big of a deal. But I imagine it might be worse if you have like 4 pots and you're going on both sides of the F hole. So the fact that it's simplified controls.
Is anyone else getting kind of turned on by this conversation?
Might have made it a little bit easier, but it wasn't that complicated. But people always complain about like simple things anyway. People always say like how hard soldering is, like, oh, soldering pickups is like, or like wiring this thing is like so hard, or like buy a kit and they're like, I had so much trouble building this like pedal kit. Like, why? You just follow the directions and solder things together. Don't be dumb. It's literally not that hard. But I guess for some people, soldering is like really hard. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. Sorry, Phil.
I've never said soldering is hard.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Phil, but remember that time you said how hard soldering was?
Nope.
No, he said soldering is getting hard.
Nope.
The solder gets hard.
As it cools.
Yeah.
I have never said that.
Never said that?
No.
Have you never like described soldering to someone?
Like the actual, the process that the actual solder goes through?
What the flux does is allows the solder to flow.
So, did I mention that I bought the little stinker back for my brother?
You did.
On the podcast?
I don't know.
Oh.
You're now
I don't know at this
point.
point.
Are you a 3 Roni man again?
I'm a triple roan.
3 Roni mannequin.
3
Roni mannequin. That was the third mannequin movie. Mannequin 3 Roni.
3
Her
Ronies.
name was 3 Roni.
Her name
was
Roni.
There was this kid in high school with me that had really big nipples, and we'd always call him Roni because they looked like pepperonis.
Oh, no. Oh, I don't like that at all.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Sad.
No, I don't like that.
I mean,
at all.
he was fine.
Roni.
He didn't. It didn't hurt him. He's fine, Phil. It made him tougher. Okay. If anything, he's better off for it. Can I talk about the wussification of America, guys?
All right.
Sure.
Oh, it's a myth. It's not actually happening. And if it did, it would probably be a good thing.
If it did.
Okay, that's the end. That's the end of my rant.
That's good. I like that rant. That's very insightful and incisive and fun.
Oh, okay. Speaking of these kind of social triggery things, so the school that I'm at now, very, very different from the school I used to work at. For one, they have a homecoming court, whereas my previous school, no joke, does not have any kind of a homecoming court because they don't want to.
What's a homecoming court?
Oh, where you have like king and then queen and
royalty. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like voting for
a
king and queen. So my previous school does not have any kind of homecoming royalty.
Did they have like a homecoming president?
Because they don't like the idea of supporting royalty or some garbage.
What? Like it's not because like they don't want kids' feelings to get hurt, which is like probably a valid reason.
They're so American, they're like opposed to anything that even references the queen.
Yes, but
and also because they don't think a popular vote is what really matters.
Yeah.
Boom. Sorry, Phil.
But my new school
that's good.
Is so on the other end that they have homecoming royalty and do not specify gender kings or queens.
Interesting.
So what do they
just
say?
Royalty.
You're the homecoming royalty person. Royal.
Yes.
They should have a homecoming queen, but it's only available to men who are cross-dressers.
And so the the woman who's in charge of like the whole like the student government lady, the teacher, she said that this is the third year that they've done it that way, and she said she just got a phone call like 2 days ago from a mom saying the message was like, "Hi, so I have a local I'm a local seamstress, and I was just wondering if you wanted sashes for royalty, I would love to donate something like that. I really think it's stupid that you don't use kings and queens." But I'd be happy to donate sashes if you'd be interested. She was
what
like,
in the world?
Didn't call the lady back.
What a strange way. Hey, I want to be helpful. You guys are idiots, by the way, but that is so weird.
Yeah. So there's that.
I feel like I'm going to get myself. So,
is this about a face? Are you going to start talking
about a
the lady's
face?
face?
It's a butterface. That's how it's pronounced.
Okay.
Or a scepter face. So, how does do people vote on it?
Yes, there's voting, and so this year there were three boys and one girl.
And what do they call them?
The homecoming royalty.
But like if they refer to one of them.
I don't think they do.
Okay.
I think they might just say royals, maybe.
So you're a member of the homecoming royalty.
Yes.
But like here's the weird
and then I said, what if they say what if one of them is nominated and they say, "Oh, I got homecoming queen." And she goes, I try to tell them to use to personally use the gender neutral terms, because, and this hasn't happened yet, but in the situation that someone is nominated that does not feel comfortable using a gender pronoun, that puts that person in an uncomfortable position. So why not just all of us use the neutral terms?
But just let people call themselves whatever they want.
Well, and that's what I said.
That's
but she
the
was
thing.
like, well, but
like by that same logic, I shouldn't call myself a man, because then what will somebody else know? How will they know what to call themselves?
But then also, like, what if there's a boy
not,
who wants to be a homecoming queen? He's not allowed to do that either. Like, he has to be neutral.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
this is like SJW gone wrong, which
I think the idea of it is fine, but it's just weird to say like don't even label.
No, the
yourself.
idea of not
Don't
electing
yourself
somebody,
even.
not assigning them a term is fine,
Yeah.
but the idea that they can't assign it themselves is silly, in my opinion.
I get it. I get where she's coming from, but I think that is kind of weird.
I feel like I really appreciate the idea of toning it back, but yeah, like telling kids.
Yeah,
it does seem weird to say to an individual kid,
don't call yourself what you want to call yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, like, okay, this is where, like, I'm going to say things that I regret.
Phil, do you have a game? Just kidding.
But
I do.
So in theory, somebody who is sort of casting off the traditional sort of definitions of gender, is that also the same person who wants to be homecoming king or queen? Like, that seems like the very idea of having a homecoming king and queen seems so outdated and silly that, like, why have they become so progressive and still have homecoming royalty? Like, that seems like the more outdated, weird thing that should go.
Yeah.
Like, why are we voting on kids to be the best? Like, I don't know.
Because it literally is just popularity. There's no criteria at all.
Exactly. That's why, like, does that make sense, though?
Yeah.
Like, why is that aspect of it remaining, and yet they're super progressive, almost to a fault, in the other aspect of it?
It is.
Like, do away with the whole thing. It's dumb.
Yeah. It's odd to say, hey, people are getting hurt by words, so let's continue to do the popularity contest.
Yeah, exactly. Get rid of the stupid. And like, are there really that many transgender people who are also going to want to really be homecoming queen or king? Like, I don't know. They'd probably be like, screw homecoming.
Love to have been homecoming queen or king. Not really. I didn't care about it.
But are you transgender though?
No.
First of all, maybe not in Utah. But
wait, are you talking about Utah?
Guys, we talking about Utah?
But at my current school of 2000
it's public. Is it public
I
school?
think.
It
is a public
charter
school.
Still? Are you still doing it? Is it another charter school or just regular public?
It is a public school.
Charter schools are
public. It's a
technically
public-ass public school.
No, they're freaking public charter schools is what they're called.
I know, but they're still public.
No, you can't call them a public school.
But you said public charter school.
So
he can call them a public school. You can't.
I think we should just call them all just schools and not.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are private schools supposed to feel?
I'm out of hand. This is out of hand.
My current school has
Let's
a
not
number
bring timelines
of
into it.
Openly gender ambiguous students. And my previous school, surprisingly, had, I don't know what the percentage per capita would be, but had a number of gender ambiguous students also. So I'm just saying it's a thing. It's like the times.
I know. I'm not
school.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is they're trying to solve a problem. They're like trying to treat cancer with a Band-Aid. Like, the reason this is a problem is because it's a popularity contest, and the gender issue reveals the fact that it is a problem, but the problem is that it's a popularity contest. Like it.
Oh yeah, no, I see what you're saying. You said.
I think what Phil's saying is that
I don't
it's
think
it's not like outside the realm of normal possibility that a trans kid would want to be a part of that popularity contest.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying I do not think we're very far at all away from a kid getting voted into royalty who has an issue with.
First of all, you don't get voted into royalty. You're born into it.
What I'm saying,
or you marry someone. That's how royalty works.
Maybe I'm just projecting my own opinions onto it. But what I'm saying, like, being voted in is one thing, but actually wanting to be a part of it is another thing. Like, I can't imagine wanting to be. So maybe it's just my own personal thing.
I think,
like, I would want to have no part of that at all.
I think a lot has changed from when you were in high school and right now, and I'm going to reference the movie 21 Jump Street.
No, that's when you were in high school.
No. It's like 15 years after I graduated high school when that movie came out.
15?
But
Phil.
That, I don't know. Is it more?
It's probably been 15 years since I graduated high school that movie came out.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
So
I don't know when it came out. Like 10 years. It was.
Wasn't 21 Jump Street like an old show?
Yeah, but they made a movie. With,
the movie.
Channing Tatum and
yeah.
Hill.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
and the joke in the movie is how rapidly different culture changed from high school, from when they were in high school to when the movie's taking place.
Yeah, like when he walks with the backpack on one strap, and everyone's like,
"Yes,
what are you doing? You're an idiot."
Yes, and I think he calls somebody gay, and then the whole school turns on him. They're like, "Whoa, that's really insensitive."
He was the cool kid, and now he's not.
Now he's
not. But again, none of that has anything to do with what I'm saying, though.
But I think you have the perception that those kids like inherently.
No, I'm talking about myself. I'm saying, like, I can't imagine being in a position where you would want to be.
Oh, you're saying anybody.
Like, I can only picture Homecoming King and Queen as being something that you vote somebody in as a way to troll them because you hate them.
Wow.
Like, I can't imagine actually wanting to be a part of Homecoming royalty.
But you do acknowledge that a lot of people have historically always wanted that, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, you have to understand that
I'm really hung up
your
on
position is like counter-cultural, and the vast majority of people are into that stuff.
I guess so. But like,
I'm still really hung up on Aaron saying that by definition royalty can't be voted in.
Because it's not like, don't you have to be
kind of blew my mind.
Born into it?
Yeah, you don't vote in royalty. You marry into it, or you get voted in, or you are born into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a very quick response to that.
It's funny. I'm funny. I'm a funny guy sometimes. If you play a stringed instrument, you owe it to yourself to check out the Gabriel Tenorio String Company. Every string from Gabriel features a round core, fully hand-wound, one at a time in Gabriel's shop on a machine he designed himself to make sure you get the best, most consistent tone from your guitar. Gabriel makes strings for electric and acoustic guitar, bass, mandolin, uke, bass six, banjo, and just about anything else you can think of strumming or plucking. Each set is specifically designed for your instrument to bring out the sound you always wanted to get out of it. Check out the all-nickel strings for a classic, mellow tone that feels broken in from day one and just gets better over time. I've had them on my telly for a little over a year now, and I just now feel like I need to replace them. I promise you, if you try these strings, you'll never want to play another brand again. Join the string cult today at thegts.co.
Also, another anecdote. I thought this was funny. Nobody else laughed, but I was standing next to the principal when they're saying, somebody comes over the walkie-talkie and says, there are parents that are trying to get onto the field, and like this was during the rally during school. Mm-hmm. And they're like, there are some parents that are saying that they're allowed to come on the field. They said they have permission to come onto campus, and she's like, no, they don't have permission. And then the student government teacher goes, oh no, we always let parents of royalty. Those are the parents of royalty. They're allowed on campus.
Yikes.
And then I said, well, how do we know? Like, maybe we should do a blood test or something.
Do you have patent?
And no one laughed.
Bunch of freaking uptight jerks.
It's a great
joke.
Thank you.
Got him open.
Okay, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think I've arrived at what you're trying to say, or I've arrived at something here. In my mind, it is still kind of, being transgender is still kind of a countercultural thing.
Exactly.
And what you're saying is that is not the case.
Yes.
Even though that is just one of many countercultural attitudes that would make you not want to be a part of that.
Like, they are often marginalized, but it's not that they also inherently want to be countercultural.
Yeah, it's not that they want to be on the outside.
Yes. Yeah.
Certainly. Yeah. Which makes total sense. And that is very different from when we were in high school, because there were...
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I think I've mentioned that before, that the only other kid at my high school named Cole was a cross-dresser.
Oh, wow. No, I don't think you mentioned that before.
And that was... I know I have. And he went by Princess Cole. Like, that's what he worked at. I
don't remember that at all.
He worked at D's, and his name tag said Princess Cole on
What's
it.
What's D's?
It's like Denny's.
Oh.
Oh, but also D's nuts. But it's like Denny's.
Okay. You just chopped off the end of it. Oh.
Yeah. No, maybe part of the sign was just out. It wasn't lit up.
Let's
hear some D Amazon and then Y.
Reviews. D-Y. Let's dies. D-Y's. Oh, it's funny.
Okay. Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Play a game. Do you want to play a game?
Do you want to play a game?
I feel like that's yeah.
Do you want to play a game?
This is called Guess That Pedal Review.
I think you should drastically reimagine the format of this game.
Really?
No.
No, you shouldn't. You should keep doing something that works well and people like.
I was going to say, Aaron, that's a very strange thing for you to say right now.
I think you should rest on your laurels and never make any kind of bold moves in any direction. That's what I think.
Well, like making a bold move, like the Patriots could make a bold move right now and trade Tom Brady, but that would be stupid.
It would be stupid.
But bold.
Yeah.
So bold.
That would be bold.
But I'm saying it depends on who they trade him for. What if they trade him for Pat Mahomes? Because that would not be that stupid.
I don't know.
Okay.
I bet they'll win more Super Bowls with Tom Brady than they would win with Pat Mahomes from here on out.
You think?
So this game is
now,
twofold.
If they put Pat Mahomes on the Patriots now with Bill Belichick, they
you're
would
probably
win
right.
more than they will win from this point on with Tom Brady.
You're probably right.
This game is twofold. One part of the game is...
But you didn't trade. You traded for You traded for Tim Tebow, Aaron.
If this review has been read on the podcast before, but also, if not, guess what the pedal is.
Okay.
Also, an aside to all of our Cobgoblin fans, if you are going back through and listening to older episodes, please feel free to email me or message me the pedals that we have done in this game.
Can you cut that part out? Because that's pathetic. Aaron, can you cut that out?
Yeah.
It's not pathetic.
Why don't you just clear it with me beforehand, and I'll let you know.
Can you guys upload Phil's audio for him too? Because he can't be bothered to do that.
Hey,
either most of the
if
time.
anybody wants to join the podcast as a replacement for
Yeah.
Phil, let us know. Just send an email to
the worst.
Send an email to thegearslum@gmail.com and Phil will read it.
Why can't I just throw that out there to the
Just if
to the
any
game?
information you have, just send it to the email. Phil will find it there.
Okay. This review
Because he definitely knows the password.
this review is as follows. This is by Devin Gerlach.
Gerlach.
1-star review. Very cheaply made. March 18th, 2019. Upon receiving this pedal, I was impressed. It looked good, and the quality felt solid. However, I noticed that the foot switch had no click to it. When I plugged the pedal in, it was impossible
lion
to keep
chorus?
the thing on. The switch simply would not active the pedal.
Oh, is this the
When
Eventide
I finally
Rose?
got the
Eventide
pedal
Rose.
and its red light to stay on, no effect came out of it. Even with the red light illuminated, the pedal only worked as a bypass from one patch cable to the next. I took it apart to see if it was mendable and was fought back by cheaply made plastic parts, so I deemed it not worthy of repair. I would recommend buying something like a other pedal name. Your money and patience will thank you.
Your patience will thank you? That doesn't make any
Your
sense.
money will thank you? That doesn't make any sense. Like the money that you spend will thank you?
Yeah.
I guess.
This guy's weird.
Did you notice that he said it's active? It has the active button, so it's like the Eventide Rose.
When you jumped on it so immediately, I was like, oh crap, has Phil really done this one before too? Like, that's not a joke anymore. It's just making it bad.
I don't remember hearing this one before. Okay.
It's Behringer.
No.
Let me ask you this. What type of foot switch does it have?
It looks like the standard.
Just like a metal knob, the metal stick out thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
A jobber, standard
Is
jobber.
it rounded or hard cornered?
Oh, do you mean like the soft switch? How they have that
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
rounded shape? It does not have that rounded
Okay,
shape.
some soft switches don't, too, but
Okay.
it's an indicator.
I'd be
Did
shocked
you-
if this was a soft switch pedal.
Is the enclosure made of plastic, to your knowledge?
No, and I believe
You're confident
And
that
the
it is not made of plastic.
the review says, I guess it doesn't use the word metal.
It says something about
this
plastic.
enclosure appears to be metal.
The plastic was on the inside, he said.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
Upon receiving this pedal, I was impressed. It looked good and quality felt solid.
Quality felt solid. Okay.
Dude, does quality feel solid? You're going to think...
I was hoping you were going to zoom in on
You're going to thank your money.
It's funny.
Or is he saying it looked good in quality, comma, felt solid? Looks good in
There's
quality.
no comma there.
Feels solid.
It looks good and the quality feels solid. It feels...
Is it a boutique pedal? Here we go.
No.
Is it an Electro Harmonix pedal?
No.
Is it a brand that we know?
It is a brand that you have.
Is it another brand that we know that doesn't? We didn't know they make pedals? Because you keep coming up with those somehow.
No, this is.
Is it a brand that we know and love?
I don't think either of you love this brand.
Is it a brand that we know and hate?
My guess would be, if I had to guess about, because I do know there are brands that you hate, and I do know there are brands that you love, but I feel like this is a brand that you would both say you are indifferent to.
Is it
JHS?
Rogue? Is
it? You said it's not boutique.
It is not boutique.
It's not MXR.
TC Electronic.
No.
Is it a word name, a name, or letters name?
What's that? Come again?
It is a word name.
Is it a single word name?
Yes.
Okay. Is it Joyo?
No.
Is it a cheap?
Joyo?
Was it what you would describe as a cheap pedal?
Yes.
Ooh.
Is it Donner?
No.
Is it a mini?
Mua?
No.
Is it a mini pedal?
Hotone?
No.
It's not a mini pedal.
It is not a mini pedal. Pedal.
Is it a maxi pedal?
Is it a Fender?
It is not a Fender.
At all.
Does it bother her a little bit?
Hey-o!
That was a good one. That was great.
First the
Gibson, then the Fender.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, get it?
Have you
And
seen
the
this
picture,
movie, guys?
The picture they always show on that meme is this teacher in Utah who had
Yeah.
sex with a bunch of students.
She raped them.
Well,
Statutorily.
what does Dennis say? Wow, it was statutory. Barely even that.
Oh, man.
So terrible. Crap.
What color is it?
It's a...
Blue.
Like,
What type?
Primary.
yeah, what type of blue?
The dominant color is
What
blue.
kind of blue?
Is it blue dabba-dee dabba-da?
No.
Is it blue? Doobie-doobie-doobie-doo.
More like that.
What kind of pedal is it?
Guitar effect.
It is a single standard sized.
No, but like what
And
type of effect?
Is it an overdrive?
It is not an overdrive.
Is it a delay?
It is not a delay.
Is it a being triverb?
Yes.
Boom.
What?
Boom. I don't know how that just came to me, but I remember that it's blue.
It is a Bayang tri-reverb.
Cheap.
Very cheap.
Oh, yeah.
How? Did you Google that review or
No,
something?
it literally just occurred to me.
That was crazy.
Because it has that like red and yellow like explosion, like cartoon explosion thing on it, right?
It's not red and
No,
yellow.
it's not.
It's yellow.
Oh. But it's like pow, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yes. It says baby boom on it.
Baby boom. Oh, I don't know where that came from, but it suddenly just occurred to me.
That is wild.
It is.
So
Okay.
that seems, I guess, buying, like, I guess I'm kind of indifferent. I think the internet in general probably has a negative, or anyone who's ever interacted with Bendy.
Oh yeah.
Probably has a negative opinion about
what did he
them.
say? What did they say to buy instead?
Oh, okay. That's part of what's very strange about this.
Oh, good call.
He says, I would recommend buying something like a Big Muff.
What?
A Big Muff used.
What? This is a reverb pedal, right?
Yes.
It must be like the wrong product review or something, but that is because that is
Yeah,
bizarre.
it must be like one of these, like where all the buying reviews link back to. That is wild.
I would recommend buying a Big Muff instead. Oh, I'm glad you blanked that one out because we would have never guessed that.
Yeah, we never would have guessed it if you told us that.
That's too much. That's funny.
I like Big Muffs are good.
I mean, I would recommend buying a Big Muff used rather than the.
It's like saying like
reverb also.
Yeah, like I'd recommend buying an iPad instead of that pair of shoes. You know,
your money and your patience will thank you.
Do you think the quality feels good for a Big Muff though?
Quality feels solid.
Oh, feels solid. Yeah.
You have another
one?
Okay,
Phil, hit us.
Rock and roll. Gun Street Wiring Shop represents a brand new approach to the guitar wiring market. From their nothing is impossible philosophy to their community first attitude, Gun Street Wiring Shop is the premier maker of guitar wiring harnesses. Based in Central Oregon, Gun Street only does one thing: make your guitar sound and play better. Bored with your standard switching? Gun Street. Need more options? Gun Street. Looking to nail that classic tone? Gun Street. You want to try something that's never been done before? Gun Street. Sean's always coming up with new circuit designs. He's always down to make something special to fit your exact needs. So hit him up now, gunstreetwiringshop.com. Turn your SG into an OMG, your Les Paul into a More Paul, your Telecaster into a Telestar Blaster. And as always, members of the street crew get an extra discount at everything at gunstreetwiringshop.com.
Okay. Next one. All right. This is a review by Amazon Customer.
Nice.
It's a 1-star review.
Big fan.
And the title is Emits Noise, Rumbles When Turned On. March 30th, 2018. Bought this in February 2018. I'm very disappointed. This pedal emits a clicking sound when the foot switch is not engaged. While the foot switch is off, I can turn the rate knob clockwise, counterclockwise, and I can speed up or slow down this clicking sound. Furthermore, when I turn the foot switch on, I hear a deep low frequency rumble, which continues until I turn the foot switch off. These two factors make this pedal unusable for my gigs. I have tried a number of amps, checked my power source, bought new patch cables, etc. I have never had this problem with a new pedal in the 15 years I have been playing and gigging.
I love it when they add stuff in like that.
Before you start guessing, I really want this pedal. I want a pedal that does those things.
That like allows you to terrorize your patrons?
Yes.
It's just clock noise though, right?
Yeah.
Is it like a chorus pedal?
Yes.
I knew it.
Is it a Leon by Washburn?
Because a lot of times chorus pedals have clock noise.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I've never had a chorus, and I bought some cheap freaking choruses.
It usually is like some kind of like ground loop thing though, or like I think I forget. There's something that you can do like when you bias it that cheap pedals don't do that you can do to like reduce the noise. But yeah, there's always a little bit.
That Leon by Washburn has clock noise.
Yeah, it's weird. Oh, someone I was watching. I forget who was talking about. Oh, I was listening to the Thorpe guy on the Guitar Nerds, and he was talking about when he built his guitar, his chorus pedal, that they like had to offset the foot switch to make room to like put the clock down at the bottom, because if you put it too close to the jacks, then you get way more clock noise. So a lot of it's just like the way the PCB is laid out, or the circuit board, or whatever you're using. Crazy. So I would imagine this is a cheap pedal.
It is.
Is it a Leon by Washburn?
No.
Dang.
Is it a Rogue? I don't know why I always want to say Rogue.
What's Rogue?
Rogue is like a defunct brand that Fender used to make pedals under.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And they were like striped with like the Blackfoot switch.
It's very cheap. Like, is it? So is it like one of these Chinese brands?
It's like cheaper than like a mainstream.
Yes.
Is it a Biang chorus?
No.
Is it a Mua?
No.
Is it a
Hotone?
Toyo?
No.
Is Hotone like cheap though? I guess so.
Yeah.
think of them
The
like
only
in the
reason they're
same
expensive is
class.
because they don't have a lot of dealers here. So they're like, I think they mostly cater to Europe and like the rest of Asia.
Okay.
Like they were all over the place in the Philippines,
Oh, interesting.
which is weird. And the lady corrected me. I think I told you that.
It's a hot one.
That
Hot tone.
Or no, it's hot tone. Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah,
well,
no, it's not.
I kind of knew that, but that's not what I choose to call it. Like, I'm from America. I know how things are pronounced, lady.
Is it a mini pedal?
Yes.
Is it Eno?
Oh, is it that Donner Tutti chorus?
Tutti?
Yes.
Tutti?
Boom!
Nice.
Tutti Love chorus.
Tutti.
That's crazy.
Tutti. I owned that,
We are on a roll. I got
and
you
it
there.
sucked.
Oh, I thought you meant
that
you
pedal's-
owned that segment.
I did. That also applies.
That's what I thought you
Dude,
meant. I literally-
we've both guessed the actual name
Yeah,
of the
dude.
pedal out of the blue.
We're killing it.
Okay. Last
awesome.
one.
I can't believe I knew it was a course. I feel so proud of myself for knowing that.
I know. I'm very
It's like
proud
such
of
a
you for
smart
knowing
thing
that
to
too.
say.
That was very
Well,
smart. Like, oh
it
yeah,
was-
everybody knows choruses have clock noise. Well, neither of us did apparently.
Yeah, I assumed you were going to say, like, it seems like...
It sounds
the
like a
kind of thing
delay. As soon as you
a
say
delay
rate
pedal,
knob.
yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's true,
Right.
yeah.
But most people like that feature in delay pedals,
Well, you don't
right?
want to
The idea
hear
of, like,
it, though.
controlling the speed.
But you don't want to hear it, because I had that problem with
Yeah, totally.
with the Panther Cub. It had like the clock noise, and you hear the ticking, and that's annoying.
Oh, that's... Okay, that's
when you
true.
can't turn it off.
You want to hear what you produce.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
But yes, the idea of getting a noise by changing the rate knob too is kind of what you're saying, right?
It is
like
cool
getting that
if you
sweep
could,
or
like,
whatever.
turn it on or off. I want to hear this clock.
Okay. Last review
'Cause that's
of
what it
the
sounds
day.
like.
Don't make that sound anymore.
Exactly. Now imagine that every time you try to use the pedal. That's what it does.
No wonder that guy was so mad. I'm mad right now. Just listening to it.
All right, last one.
Okay.
Let's get-
This is by Gray Hair Guitars, and it is a 2-star review
It's pronounced Greer.
titled "Did Not Like This
Greer.
Pedal." March 10th, 2018. A lot of March reviews today.
It's like the March of the Dimes for Penguins.
I play blues and classic rock through Fender
course you
amps with both Strats and Gibson style guitars. Generally by myself and at fairly low volume.
At least he's honest.
I like. At least he's not bragging about having gigged for 15 years.
Yeah, that
Like,
dude. You know that dude was like just in his bedroom too.
Yeah, that dude also mostly plays by himself at low volumes
This-
too. Let's be honest.
Like technically, I've been gigging for 20-something years because I played my first show
Yeah, exactly.
that long ago.
Yeah, I've been playing guitar for most of my life because I started in high school. But
This pedal name is not for me. It sounded harsh and unpleasant for my purposes, not amp-like at all. At least, no amp I'd want to own.
Ooh,
I couldn't get a sweet tone out of it. might be good in a loud band setting, but that's academic for me. I don't know what that means.
What?
Each of my other
it's like
overdrive pedals
it doesn't really
sounded
matter.
better
It's
and
a
more
moot point.
useful to me in A/B comparisons. And he names a number of pedals. At the same time, I tried another pedal name, which I love. Transparent, sweet, sparkly. The second pedal name is a keeper. And this pedal name is Getting Returned.
That's the end?
That's
Is
the end.
it Electroharmonic Soul Food?
No.
Is that the one that he bought?
No.
Okay, because that would have been cool.
Is it like an amp in a box type pedal?
I don't know if
It's
is.
my amp in
Okay.
a box.
Spark.
You see, I'm wise enough to know when a gift needs giving, and I've got just the one.
Oh, man.
It. What color is it?
Good one.
Orange.
Orange.
DS1.
Boss DS1 distortion.
No. No.
It's orange. Like, is it almost? Does it have any artwork on it, or is it just words?
That's a good
Is it an
question.
RC booster?
This has. Let me.
I think the RC booster is
sure.
mostly black, isn't it? Oh no.
No artwork, just words. Various font types.
Is it a Wampler pedal?
It's not the
If it's
RC
various
It is
font-
booster?
not.
If it's various font types, I have to assume it's a Wampler pedal.
It's not a RC booster.
It is not an RC booster. It is not a Wampler.
It's not an RC booster. Okay. Various
Aaron.
fonts. What color is the font?
Black.
Black on orange. Mm-hmm. What are the knobs labeled?
Is it Halloween themed? I can only assume it's Halloween themed.
Knobs are labeled in clockwise order: gain, treble, bass, vowel.
It's orange. No artwork.
Orange.
That's a
black.
good question, right?
Yeah, it is good. What's it
It didn't
called?
get me any closer to
What's
the
the
answer.
name of it?
Oh yeah, that's an even better question.
Who produced it?
Arguably.
Is it an American band?
What are the words that it says on it?
Where is the company from?
A distant land.
Is it Japan?
Probably not.
it- China?
Probably China.
How come President Donald F. J. Trump always says China? Like,
Yeah.
he'll
China.
be talking like normal. He'll say normal words, and then China comes out, like, and it's like the most
China.
insane.
There are a couple words that he says in a less than.
It's like he's
He's
spent.
like, we got things from all over the world: Japan, Russia, China.
Maybe he's spent so much of his life making derogatory comments
I think that is.
with
He
those
just hates them so
with
much.
certain words that
even,
he
like-
can't. You know, it's like when anyone says it's been a while or my
Yeah.
wife that we can't. It's like this involuntary response for us.
It's good.
Is this a boutique type pedal?
No.
Is it? It's orange. Is it like a low gains runs?
I don't think it would be considered low gain.
But it's not like a distortion or a fuzz.
Is it a Joyo?
It is not a Joyo.
I really love hearing your dog's claws on the floor.
Oh yeah, it's great. I love it. It's really it's the best.
I do. It's as good as the birds.
It's like clock noise to me.
Dang. It's not. Is it like a? Man, you chose all these.
This one's really hard.
Orange.
I have no idea. I'm out of.
Is it one of these Chinese brands that we've already mentioned?
Probably.
Is it Joyo? Is
No.
it Moore?
Donner?
It is not Moore.
Hotone?
It is not
Donner?
Hotone. It is not Donner.
Eno?
It is not Eno.
Bayang?
Tone
No.
Tone City?
Tone City?
No.
What letter does
More
it
like-
start with? The brand.
The brand
Yeah.
starts with the letter C.
Is it Kaleen?
It's a C word. It is a Kaleen.
I have no idea what any of their pedals are called.
Crap. It's that one Kaleen that's orange, has text on it.
Oh, with
mostly.
the black writing on
That's
it?
the one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's the
The
one.
Halloween,
You're
the
so
Kaleen.
close.
It's the spooky,
Is it like a
the
Timmy,
spooky Jack Lantern.
Timmy clone?
Oh, the Headless
Oh,
Horseman.
dude, did you guys see this?
Y'all hear about
way
this
more
thing, though?
interesting. The Timmy, the tiny
Yeah,
Timmy,
dude.
mini Timmy with the
Yeah.
MXR.
Yeah, it's
crazy,
That's freaking.
right?
The craziest thing is that it showed up on someone's board.
It was like an
In-
MXR board or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like some live stream or something,
Yeah.
and someone screenshotted it and tagged Paul Cochran, and he was like, "Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything about it, but that's the thing that's legitimately
Yeah, 'cause
happening."
people were
I was like, "What?"
He's like, oh, are they trying to rip him off? Are they like cloning?
Yeah.
He's like, no, we did it together. It's like, whoa.
He's like, "I thought they were going to announce it earlier, but they didn't."
That's
It's
really
like,
cool.
holy crap! This is like how that's being announced. Apparently, is on freaking 60 Cycle Home or
I
whatever
know,
group
it's
it was in.
wild. Just in a random post that most people don't see. That's cool though.
Yeah,
It's an interesting development. It's funny because his pedals aren't like inaccessible in terms of price already, and they're at dealers
No,
and stuff. Like they're not that hard to get for a cheap price.
totally. Which is crazy to me that the secondhand price of normal Timmys is still so high.
Yeah, because they're everywhere.
Seemingly, I mean, apparently, it's funny. Like in hindsight, I was like pretty opposed to Rogue not letting me get a refund, but in hindsight, I kind of wish they had just shipped me the one Timmy that I ordered, and then I could have resold it for more. Probably.
Oh yeah, probably.
Which I knew that all along. It was more like this. Once they denied it, it was like, oh, now I'm on a mission to prove them wrong or something.
Is it the big orange CP54?
No.
Oh, that is white writing. I'm just looking at their website now. Just so you know.
Cheater.
Well, I have no idea what it is.
It's the Kaleen Overdrive Orange
I told you I'm never
Pulp-
going to guess the name.
Pulp and Peel. Catapult and Peel. The Spooky Ghost.
Is it the Kaleen
No.
USA Digital Overdrive Guitar Effect Pedal with 4 control knob PC18?
No.
It's not. It's
No.
not the orange.
not a-
Orange Burst.
It is the Orange Burst.
Good job, Aaron.
I
Aaron.
found it.
Aaron,
Yes.
you're reading the review that I'm looking at on Amazon, and you told me don't read
I know.
the review name, read what the pedal says.
I did do that.
You freaking cheating
I
liar.
told you I was looking it up.
What's the other pedal that he decided to get?
Oh, okay, yes, good. The one he says
Chorus
is
pedal.
great
Get a reverb.
It's the Donner Tootie chorus, I bet.
is the, coincidentally, is the Kaleen Pure Sky, which is a Timmy clone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. And that's
and-
actually a pretty popular one.
I think I've mentioned this on the show, but very, very early on, so I'll say it again. I bought the Pure Sky, the Kaleen Pure Sky, for like $25 or $30 on like some Black Friday Amazon thing a few years ago, and then had, when I was having Dan Burgess do my volume pedal, I was like, hey, could you add a toggle switch to to it because I know it's a Timmy clone, but it doesn't have the toggle switch that the Timmy clone has. And he was like, yeah, sure. And do you want me to change the foot switch too? Because some people say it's like really loud. I can change it. And I was like, sure. So I paid him to like quote unquote upgrade it, right? And then this was back when he was like getting a whole lot of love in the groups.
This is the T1M guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
So then I bought it. I played it for a month or two and then posted it. It was one of my first posts on Reverb, I believe. And I posted it and I just talked Dan up and I was like, yeah, this is modded by Dan and it's, you know, it makes it almost exactly like a Timmy and blah, blah, blah. And it was just kind of like all fluff, right? And I sold it for less than what Timmy's go for used, but way more than I paid for it.
Like $100 or something.
Yeah, I got like $90 for it or something like bonkers like that.
How much were the mods?
Probably like 20.
How does that how does the guy make
like
any money
doubled
doing that? It's so weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
That's crazy though. That his reputation was enough to sell the pedal, really.
Yes.
He was like really big around that time. I think he's kind of tapered off.
Yeah,
now.
totally. Well, and he's burned enough people.
Yeah,
that
he had
I
a
think
lot
that's
of business issues.
At the time, he only either had neutral or positive opinions, and now he has a lot of negative opinions.
Yeah.
Right, and people were totally in love with the Pearl.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Which I've tried it and it's cool. It's fine. Like I like the punch drive part.
Get over it, Aaron. Jeez.
Although
obsessed over here.
The funny thing is, like on the, I don't know if I had the punch drive. I had the touch drive, which is the low gain one. But there's a setting on there, and on the website, it's like this setting. Don't use this setting because it just sounds like fuzz. And I was like, that's the best setting. When I had it, that was the only setting I used. Because it turns it into this like really weird like high gain fuzz kind of thing. It's not supposed to do it.
That's so weird to even why even have that setting?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was like. Oh, it's because like there's two toggle switches and they each do one thing. But if you have them both in the particular position, then it does this thing that's not
that makes sense.
Quote unquote not desirable. But it's really cool.
What pedal was that on?
It was on the touch drive, which is half the Pearl.
Okay, because I had a pedal like that too, and I'm trying to remember what it was. It was like a fuzz pedal, but when both the toggle switches were on, it was like unusable. Crap, what was it? Oh, it was the freaking...
Was it the kilt?
Yes, exactly. I liked that pedal. It still boggles my mind that they made a V2 that was like
without the boost,
objectively worse. So weird. Yeah. That's JHS, isn't it?
It is.
I love that guy.
He does some really cool stuff and some really stuff.
But a lot of that stuff I just accept as well, some of it is probably bad decisions, but some of it is I'm not his target market, clearly.
Yeah, that's true.
Know.
Anyway, Phil, those are good ads, and they're new, and they were colorful.
They were Chinese.
Actually, I tricked you. Those are all repeats, and you guys just didn't know.
Are they really?
Oh, did one of our listeners write in and send you a spreadsheet of all the stupid stuff you've done?
Not yet. Fingers crossed.
Well, if they do, make sure you tell them to join the Patreon at patreon.com/us.
Yeah, guys, we're kind of underwater with all these T-shirts we bought 3 years ago. We really need to sell off these T-shirts.
And we have a new T-shirt idea for this year that I'm very excited about.
But that's not for them, Aaron. That's for us.
Yeah, I don't say it was for them.
They don't
I just
get
said
those.
I'm excited about it.
Okay, well, yes. Okay.
We can sell it to them. I think
category of T-shirts.
They can sell. They can buy it if they want. Yeah.
I think one person got a Friends shirt, didn't they?
Yeah, and it looked way better than ours.
Oh, dude, I'm still angry about
it was
that.
David Lyon.
Leon.
David Lyon.
Oh, by
David
Washburn?
Lyon by Washburn. Yeah, what are you going to be doing with this podcast? Right now, kid. Thanks for friendship.
Yeah, I got to go.
Okay. Thanks for
I gotta
friendship.
go cycling with my son. Thanks for friendship.
Boring.